Have you ever looked at a car and felt like it was staring back at you? Not admiring you, not welcoming you, but warning you, because that is exactly what happens the moment this machine enters your vision. Before we even talk about speed, power, or numbers, do me a favor. If you love extreme cars, insane designs, and machines that refuse to be normal, subscribe now, because this channel is built for people who want more than just transportation. Now, let us begin. What you're looking at should not exist. Your brain knows it. Your logic knows it. Yet your eyes refuse to argue. This is not a normal SUV. This is not a normal Lamborghini. This is something else entirely. From the moment you approach it, the first thing you feel is disbelief. Lamborghini never made a Gallardo SUV. That sentence alone should end the conversation. And yet here it stands. Wide, low, violent. It does not ask for your attention. It takes it, stand in front of it, and you immediately understand something important. This front end is not friendly. It is confrontational. The nose sits low and wide, like a predator crouched before a strike. There is tension in every surface. Every panel feels sharpened rather than shaped, as if the designers were not interested in beauty, only dominance. The hood stretches forward aggressively, long sculpted and deeply contoured. It looks carved instead of manufactured, as if metal was sliced away until only menace remained. The center section pulls your eyes downward, visually lowering the entire vehicle. It tricks your perception, making the proportions feel illegal. This does not look like a tall, everyday SUV. It looks like a supercar that refused to stay in its lane. And then there are the headlights. Thin, sharp, predatory. They do not look designed to illuminate. They look designed to intimidate. These lights do not guide the road ahead. They interrogate it. They demand the asphalt explain itself. The front bumper is where the message becomes unmistakable. This is not styling. This is intent. Massive intakes dominate the lower half. Layered, stacked, and deeply carved. Air is not guided here. It is commanded. Every vent, every channel, every opening looks engineered for one reason. Speed. There is no softness, no wasted surface. Even the grille looks aggressive, like it could chew through debris without slowing down. Look closer and notice the front splitter. It sits impossibly low, almost touching the ground. This is not a design that tolerates speed bumps. This is a design that declares war on them. If you're enjoying this breakdown, pause for a second. Subscribe to the channel, because what comes next only gets more extreme. The stance is what seals it. This thing is wide, not visually wide, physically intimidating wide. The shoulders flare outward, giving it a bull-like presence. It looks fast, even when standing still. The front wheels fill the arches completely. Blacked out, wrapped in ultra-low profile rubber. The tires look stretched tight, like muscles ready to contract. Even at rest, it feels loaded, like it is constantly preparing to launch forward. You get the sense that once this thing starts moving, it will not politely accelerate. It will attack the horizon. Now step back and take it all in. The paint absorbs light. It does not sparkle. It broods. Angles sharpen. Shadows deepen. This is not luxury pretending to be performance. This is performance refusing to apologize for practicality. 4 doors. Extra ride height. None of it matters. This machine does not compromise. It dominates. And just when you think the front view is overwhelming, you walk around to the back. This is where logic completely collapses. Because if the front threatens, the rear confirms. The first thing that captures your vision is the roof spoiler. And capture is the right word. Massive, angular, aggressively cantilevered. It does not sit on the car. It looms over it, casting a shadow across the rear glass, like a raised fist. This spoiler does not suggest performance. It enforces it. Then your eyes fall to the taillights. And this is pure Lamborghini theater. Sharp, geometric, deeply inset. They look like glowing blades slicing through darkness. The red light signature is layered and complex, giving the rear depth and menace. At night, you do not just notice this vehicle. You recognize it instantly. There is no confusion, no mistaking it for anything else. This is Italian excess distilled into light. The tailgate itself feels armored, chiseled, tense, and deliberate. Hard creases echo the angles of the front. Every line feels reinforced, like it was designed to withstand extreme forces. Even the badge placement feels intentional. Centered, restrained, confident. It does not need to shout. The shape already says everything. Now drop your gaze lower. This is where the rear becomes truly savage. The bumper is a maze of vents, fins, and aerodynamic brutality. This is not decorative aggression. This is functional violence. The diffuser dominates the lower section. Deep, aggressively sculpted, looking capable of generating downforce at speeds most SUVs will never see. It makes you question whether this thing should legally share roads with normal vehicles. And then you see the exhausts. Quad-tips, wide, unapologetic, sitting low and proud, like cannons waiting to fire. They do not hide. They do not blend in. They announce themselves. You can almost hear them. Deep, metallic, violent. The kind of sound that echoes through tunnels before the engine even turns over. This rear does not whisper performance. It broadcasts it, and from this angle the width becomes absurd. In the best possible way, the rear arches bulge outward, swallowing the massive wheels, making the vehicle look planted, anchored, immovable. This is not a stance that hopes for traction. It guarantees it. The tires look chosen for survival, built to endure the punishment this drivetrain will deliver. What is fascinating is the balance. Yes, it is aggressive. Yes, it is excessive, but it is cohesive. Every line flows. Every vent has purpose. Every sharp edge feels intentional. There is beauty here, but it is a beauty born from violence. Step back and take it all in. The rear view leaves you with one overwhelming feeling: inevitability. This is what happens when Lamborghini decides restraint is optional. From behind, it does not look like it is leaving. It looks like it is escaping, and when it finally pulls away, shrinking into the distance, tail lights slicing through the air, you do not feel relieved. You feel lucky. Lucky that you witnessed something this outrageous, this unnecessary, this gloriously excessive. The back view is not a goodbye. It is a reminder. Some machines are not built to blend in. They are built to be remembered. Stay subscribed, because in part 2, we go deeper into what makes this machine feel alive, how it moves, how it behaves, and why it exists at all. If you made it this far, you already understand something. This machine is not about reason. It is about feeling. And if you enjoy content that goes beyond specs and dives into why cars make us feel something, now is a perfect time to subscribe, because this channel exists for people who want emotion, not brochures. Now, let us continue. Standing still, this thing already feels alive. But the real story begins the moment you imagine it in motion. This is where the Gallardo SUV SVJ stops being a visual statement and becomes a physical presence. Picture it rolling forward slowly, not rushing, not showing off, just moving. Even at low speed, it looks tense, like it is holding something back. The suspension feels firm, not harsh, controlled, not forgiving. Every movement feels deliberate. This is not a vehicle that floats over the road. It presses into it. As speed builds, the illusion of mass disappears. The height becomes irrelevant. The weight feels managed, disciplined, focused. What should feel bulky instead feels planted, anchored, confident. The steering tells you everything. It does not isolate you from the road. It connects you to it. Every small input produces an immediate response. No delay, no softness. You turn the wheel and the nose reacts instantly, like a blade changing direction. This is not how SUVs are supposed to behave. And yet here it is. As speed increases, you start to understand the aerodynamics. The aggressive lines are not just for drama. They work. Air flows aggressively over the hood, pressed downward by that sculpted shape. The front splitter does its job, keeping the nose stable, refusing lift. The wide track begins to make sense. The flared arches are not cosmetic. They give the tires room to do what they were designed to do. Grip. The car feels glued to the surface. Not nervous, not twitchy, confident. You push harder, and the response remains composed. This machine does not panic. It dares you. Now imagine the sound. Deep, mechanical, unfiltered. The exhaust does not sing. It growls. There is a metallic edge to it, a sharpness that reminds you this is not refined for comfort. It is tuned for emotion. Every acceleration feels dramatic, not because it is loud, but because it feels purposeful. The power delivery is immediate. There is no waiting, no hesitation. When you press the throttle, it responds instantly, like it was already anticipating your decision. This is not a drivetrain built to be efficient. It is built to be unforgettable. And this is where many people misunderstand this machine. They think it exists to make sense, to justify itself, to explain why it should exist. It does not care. This vehicle exists because someone asked a dangerous question. What happens if we stop holding back? What happens if we take a supercar attitude and give it space to breathe? What happens if practicality becomes secondary and emotion becomes the priority? The result is this: a machine that does not blend into traffic, a machine that does not disappear into parking lots. Everywhere it goes, it creates a reaction. People stop, they stare, they point. Some are confused, some are offended, some are in love. And that is exactly the point. This vehicle does not aim to be liked by everyone. It aims to be remembered by anyone who sees it. If you appreciate machines that take risks, subscribe now, because this channel celebrates bold design and unapologetic engineering. Inside the cabin, the story continues. This is not a soft luxury lounge. This is a cockpit. Everything feels angled toward the driver. Switches feel mechanical, purposeful. The seating position is low for an SUV. You feel planted, connected. Visibility forward is aggressive. The hood stretches out in front of you, reminding you of the power beneath it. This is not about relaxation. It is about engagement. The materials reflect that philosophy. Carbon fiber, Alcantara, metal. Nothing feels fragile. Nothing feels decorative. Every surface feels like it belongs in a machine built for speed. And yet there is enough comfort to remind you this is still something you could live with, but only if you are willing to accept attention. Because attention follows this car everywhere. At stoplights, at gas stations, on highways. It never disappears. And that leads us to something important. This is not just a vehicle. It is a statement. It tells the world something about the person driving it. It says restraint was not part of the decision. It says compromise was optional. It says emotion won. In a world filled with sensible choices, this is rebellion. That is why it feels special. That is why it feels alive. This is not a product of market research. It is the result of passion. And that passion is what makes it resonate. Even people who do not like it, remember it. Even people who criticize it cannot ignore it. That is power. As it pulls away from you, the sound fading, the lights shrinking, you're left with a strange feeling. Not relief, not annoyance, respect, because you just witnessed something rare. A machine built without fear. A machine that did not ask permission. A machine that did not apologize. It did exactly what it set out to do, leave an impression. And that is why the Gallardo SUV SVJ matters. Not because it makes sense, not because it fits into a category, but because it reminds us why we fell in love with cars in the first place. Because sometimes, the best machines are the ones that do not try to be practical. They try to be unforgettable. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to the channel. More stories like this are coming. More machines that challenge logic. More designs that push boundaries. Because some cars are built to blend in, and some are built to be remembered. This was one of them. Stay tuned.